Speaking of Disney Plus, you'd be forgiven if you forgot that Disney Plus is not the only Disney streaming service or only Disney-owned network. They've got Hulu, they got ESPN, they got ABC, they got FX. I love FX, by the way. So what do you do if you're Disney and you're trying to promote one of your services? Well, leverage your other services to do that. And it looks that's what Disney is doing. As it has just come out, this comes from Deadline, that the first 2 episodes of Andor, which I think is the best Star Wars TV show ever. I think it's even top Mandalorian for me at this point. Andor, they're going to show over the Thanksgiving holiday, which I still don't really know when American Thanksgiving is, but I assume it's soon. The first 2 episodes of Andor are going to be aired on ABC, FX, Freeform, and Hulu. The only network they're not putting it on is ESPN. So I don't know, maybe they should have gone for that too. This is an interesting move, actually, because on one hand, this makes a lot of sense. You're trying to streamline and push a lot of content or a lot of viewers over to Disney Plus. You've got these other networks. Why not leverage that and utilize that to try to spread the word about your content, show them give them a little taste of Andor, try to move them over. I like the move. I actually think, as much as I was just criticizing Disney and their idiot trust over there for what they were doing with the pricing of Disney Plus, I got to say, I think this is actually a pretty smart move on their part. The one thing that I question, though, is that as absolutely phenomenally brilliant that Andor is it fair to say in this room we have consensus that episode 1 is probably the weakest? Yes. Especially episode 1 on its own.
Yes.
In isolation. So putting out the first 2 is better than just dropping the first episode. I actually think it might behoove them in a 12 episode season, put out the first 4. Maybe even put out the first 5. You've got nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain by doing it. So I love the move. I think it's a smart strategy. I just question about limiting it to just the first 2 episodes, because the first 2 episodes don't necessarily get you hooked. If somebody watches the first 4 episodes, they're hooked. And that will probably, if they're not already Disney Plus subscribers, would definitely blow the winds that way and put them over there to get that. So I like the move. I just think they should go a little bit further with it. Rob, you hear about this. What are the pros of this move? What are the cons? What do you think?
Well, I like the move too, but I think you're right. I mean, at least do 3, because you get the full block. You kind of get a story, and to know what I find really interesting about this show is people thought it ended with episode 6.
Me.
With the eye. And you're not the only one. People because it seemed like that was an ending point of a season. And I'm like, nah, bro, there's 6 more episodes. And people are like, what? And people really did think that. And I think by putting in that full block, so you get a beginning, a middle, and an end, and to know, what do you mean there's 9 more episodes? Oh yeah, 9 more episodes. Sign me up. But I do think that the first 2 episodes, it's ramping up. I don't think the first 2 episodes are going to hook people as much as they might think.
I agree.
I just don't think they're going to get into it as much. They've got to get to the conclusion of a story, because the first 2 episodes seem, how should I put this? It is a slow burn, but there's also not a lot of action in those first 2 episodes. And episode 3's got that great battle, and the falling things and the craziness. And once you get to there, it's like, okay. And you understand that there's a structure there. And it's a good move. I don't think it's going to be, it's not going to get the results they want.
Chris, if I'm not mistaken, I think when they released the first a couple of episodes to press, I think they released the first 3 episodes specifically for that. Actually, episode 4 is even the one that I think really becomes the big hook. But anyway, the pros of this move, Chris, the cons, do you think this could be effective? How do you see it?
I mean, I do think it's smart. I echo y'all's sentiments here. With streaming or with drugs, give them a taste. Their first one's free. But it needs to be a really tasty morsel to hook somebody. So I do think they should do a little extra than those first 2 episodes, because they're good. But man, this show gets great. And if you want to be pushed over the edge to getting this bundle, get that subscription, then you need to see a little bit more.
Here's my question. What's the drawback for them of, instead of making it 2 episodes, make it 4? Like, is there something, and I'm asking this honestly, is there something that I'm completely missing and going over my head that this is why it would hurt us if we release 4?
It's being released over Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Like, why drop them? Just drop them so that people can binge them and get away from their families. Like,
If you really want to be sneaky, you know what you do? You put the first 11 episodes on Hulu and FX.
Exactly.
So
And
you
then
want the finale? Got to
come
come
on
over
over.
to Disney Plus. I don't know. That could be sneaky. All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this move? Actually, I think it's a pretty smart move to leverage your other networks to drive more attention to Disney Plus. I just wonder if you're going to do it, why not do it properly and have more than just the first 2 episodes? I don't know. Maybe they'll change it. How do you think they should approach it, guys? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a moment and thank a sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. Guys, my wife Ann and I love using HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. When you subscribe to HelloFresh, you can check Save Money off of your fall to-do list. HelloFresh is 25% cheaper than takeout and even less expensive than grocery shopping too. And HelloFresh works with your ever-changing schedule. Plans are flexible and you can choose your meals for the week, update your preferences, or change your delivery day all in the HelloFresh app. Now, you know Ann and I are both working professionals, so when it comes to dinner time, it can be a bit of a challenge. We don't really have time to cook and we don't want to eat out all the time. And that's why HelloFresh comes through so clutch for us. Not only do we get to eat delicious, nutritious food, but Ann and I both have a lot of fun getting to cook together, following the easy-to-follow steps in getting the meals made. So go to HelloFresh.com/Campea65 and use the code Campea65 for 65% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Campea65 using the code Campea65 for 65% off plus free shipping.